We got voicemails, Ian.
Oh, we do. How do you do it?
You go to anchor.fm/the podcast. You click record and leave a message. Hopefully under 30 seconds. Help us out here. And, ask us something, and maybe a little humorous or not. It's up to you. Don't leave 2 or 3 messages in a row. I'm less likely to sit through that and play that. Just do your best shot. If you got an A idea, leave the B one at home. Just give me your best shot on that. That's what I'll say there. But they're all appreciated.
Hey guys, this is Simon from Slovakia. I have a question for Ian, but Pat, feel free to answer too. Ian, since you mentioned playing around with Nano Loop for Game Boy, what are some of your favorite chiptune albums or artists? And is any of your stuff somewhere online, or is it just for you? Thanks.
I don't honestly know a whole lot of chiptune artists. I just really enjoy playing with Nano Loop and LSDJ and the synthesizers and stuff. But as far as chiptune artists that I enjoy, I've always enjoyed Chipsel's work.
Chipsel.
The soundtracks she's done for various video games like Super Hexagon or especially Dicey Dungeons. The Dicey Dungeons soundtrack is just absolutely phenomenal. And my buddy who goes by Ira Virus, they're really good too. I've always enjoyed them.
Well, while we're in that portion of the world, Slovakia is like a neighbor to the Ukraine. One of our people that would leave us voice messages, Andrew from Ukraine. I remember Andrew. Mm-hmm. Thoughts are out to you, Andrew, and the rest of the Ukrainian people. They just hit me that Andrew from Ukraine. Yeah. You go, this is Andrew from Ukraine. He could legitimately be fighting for his country right now. We have no idea.
I hope you are well.
Okay, next.
Hello, this is Lee from Carrington, North Dakota. Just a quick question. Do you think there'll ever be a dedicated gaming system for an Android platform? Despite several tries and several Kickstarters that seem to be successful, there's never been a successful console based on the Android system, other than the obvious smartphones.
I don't think there ever will be, because I think
it's an open platform,
It's an open platform. Anyone can do it. It can be done fairly cheaply. I feel like not many people, and I mean this seriously, this is not just an attack on the Amico. Not many people want to play their phone games on a home console. And because Android is so popular as a mobile phone operating system, mm-hmm. It's natural. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's natural that you're going to get mobile phone type games made for a mobile phone operating system. Those games are meant to be played in short bursts or on a phone. Mm-hmm. That stuff just doesn't necessarily translate over to as much as there are phone games that I like, but none of them are games that I would ever want to sit down on a couch and play on a TV. Yeah, I just don't think the demand is there. I really do think the Ouya was probably the best shot at it, and
that was sort of earlier in the smartphone lifespan,
right.
So that's before it became like almost everyone has a smartphone now.
The Ouya had problems, but I mean, when you compare it to some of the other recent campaigns, the Ouya did about as good of a job as they could at marketing that sort of thing, and at that time, it only did 200,000 sales.
Yeah, I almost never play good old Raid Shadow Legends on my computer. I have it loaded up. It's like, what's the point?
You're never gonna do that. And some of my other favorite games,
click things easily. It's not twitchy.
Calculords is another one of my favorite games. I would absolutely never play that on a console.
Oh, no.
It doesn't make any sense.
It'd be a waste of your resources. Why do you have this super power thing to play Calculords?
Might be fun on a PC with a numpad or something, but that's not a console game.
My pal Sean Bay puts out a good game, but I'm not playing that on when did that come out? During the 360 lifespan?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm not playing on 360.
Hey, Pat and Ian, this is CU Podcast Memes, and I was just wondering if you have any stories from a pre-online inventory world, the 90s, 2000s, of driving around all day looking for a specific item, what if it's game related or anything else. I have memories of driving around with my best friend in high school trying to find PS2 memory cards, and then I have a memory of driving around with my girlfriend, who's now my wife, looking for a Wii in 2007. So I was wondering, not like white whale stories where you're always looking for this particular item everywhere you go, but spending all day going retail location to retail location looking for a particular item, and if it was a positive or negative story. Thanks.
Yeah. Anything from you? I got a couple.
So like just like stories of like going around buying. Yeah. So
Looking for something in particular.
What'd you say?
Looking for something in particular. Yeah.
So yeah, I did that once with it was Saga Frontier 2, which I ended up hating. But my buddy and I, so my buddy Jay worked at one of the local game stores. It was called Worldwide, and I would go up there and hang out, and we'd shoot the shit. And him and I together at that point in time were buying like basically any fucking RPG that was coming out for the PlayStation. So Saga Frontier was coming out, and we really wanted to grab it, and they didn't get their copies in. So neither of us drove. So I remember walking. This was like early in the day, walking to one of the malls to see if they had copies of it at their GameStop. When I say walking, I mean this was probably like an hour each way to get to the mall.
To walk?
Yeah. They didn't have it. Got back, and then we finally found a location that had it. Pooled our resources together, and I took a cab there, made the cab wait outside the other mall, ran in, grabbed 2 copies of Saga Frontier 2, got in the cab, headed back, went home, put the game in that night, and fucking hated it.
Where is it?
So yeah, that's the first
2 hours of walking included in that.
That's the first one that comes to
my
mind.
big one was, I went to. I've told the tale of like I would go to 5 or 6 Funko Lands in one day, all within like the hour vicinity of me. But there was the time I did that looking for Best of the Best on Super Nintendo, because that was a game that I remember renting, probably when I was 12, and I was into martial arts, and that game was really good. A little tough to get into, but no one ever had it at Funko Land for whatever. I mean, it's not the rare. It's not common. It's uncommon, but like it's not rare. And no one ever had that game. I mean, for years, until I finally found it at a Funko Land. This is before I like on eBay. So I must have bought this when I was like 17 or 18.
Right.
I was driving, but like before eBay blew up or thinking about it. And like I would drive and look for that. Like I don't remember when I actually found it, if I was looking for that day, but I remember looking, oh, there's Best of the Best. Someone finally fucking traded it in. And I picked it up and I was happy when I got it. Okay. And we got another one from CU Podcast Memes.
Hey, Pat and Ian, CU Podcast Memes again.
Maybe. You're allowed to.
I'm always super self-conscious about leaving voicemails. Like, it's been a big barrier to try to do that. So help me out with that. What are some questions that you guys definitely don't need us to leave on voicemails anymore? I know I've left some that Pat has never played, so I'm assuming Pat checks them out first.
I do.
What are some questions that, you get too much here on the voicemail?
I think the ones I prefer not to are the ones that only one of us can really speak to and the other one can't. I mean, it can be good, but like if someone asks Ian a question about vinyl collecting, I have absolutely nothing to say. For that. It's just like, okay.
I actually don't mind that, because then I usually learn something about you that I don't otherwise know. I don't mind if you ask questions specifically
about me or about them.
About you.
That I don't know about vinyl collecting.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't mind. Like, I don't. I mean,
care. If I speak about something you can't talk about,
I don't.
Like if someone asks about chess.
I can talk about chess, but like. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's a weird thing. I wouldn't give a shit. That's just whatever.
Anything. All right. Slanderous. Anything that you would.
Yeah. Don't ever ask about my sex life ever again.
Oh yeah, that was bad. Don't ask about our sex lives. That did happen once or twice.
Yeah.
Don't ask about our sex lives, or don't ask if we're gonna have kids.
Yeah. Don't ever ask me about kids.
Like that's weird. Really fucking weird. I'd say that. That's weirder than sex.
Yeah. I'm gonna have kids for dinner.
What?
Gonna eat them.
Okay. Now I went to a weird
Hansel and Gretel type shit. No, and we probably don't need to be asked. Like, I cannot give you a top 5 anything.
Yeah, top is tough.
I cannot give you a top 5 anything in the amount of time that a call-in.
Yeah, tops are tough to think of on the spot.
Would allow.
That's why we sort of veered away from those. We used to do the Twitter stuff. We'd be like, top or best stuff.
Yes.
It's like that's tough. And then to order stuff, it's like, no, next.
Hey, Pat and Ian. This is Alex calling in again from Oslo, Norway. And I know you guys have been bashing NFTs a lot, but I have a great NFT opportunity for you. Get ready for the Beanie Baby NFT collection.
Well, that's basically their digital beat. I mean, yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it is.
We said that a year ago when NFTs were starting to get that's. It'd be funny if there actually was a license, though. If they actually licensed a Beanie Baby.
Oh yeah,
that'd be meta, and I might actually buy one because it's funny.
My question is, do you think that the PlayStation 4 will have the potential to be one of the most collectible systems moving forward, just with how hard it is to find a lot of these games? I don't know if anyone's going for a full set, but good luck.
Thanks, Max.
We'll have to see in 10 years. I do understand what you're saying, though. We're now, and it was a quick transition. I mean, it really did happen between the PS3 and 360, run, and then the PS4 and Xbox One generation, and even more so now. But we are now far more games, I think. I don't know if far more games are being bought digitally. I don't have those facts in front of me. But digital game sales are a non-insignificant portion of game sales. So there are less physical copies of games out there. There are definitely games that would have gotten small print runs to begin with probably got even smaller print runs knowing that it could sell on an online store. So yes, I think there are going to be lots and lots of rarities and rare titles for the PS4. The real question is going to be how collectible. What's it going to look like in 10 years? Are we going to have access to servers where we can access all of these old retro games, or is there still going to be people out there trying to do any sort of this collecting? Rare, yes. Collectible, we'll see.
Hey, Pat and Ian, this is Chano from Baltimore. I was just listening to you guys talk about corporations trying to sell NFTs. Pat, you said something interesting to me. You said their philosophy is all about the results. So my question is, you ever study philosophy? Because there's this whole branch of philosophy about results called teleology. And I found that studying that, funnily enough, actually helped me a lot better understand liars and thieves. I wonder what Aristotle would have to say about NFTs. Thanks for the podcast, you guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, I mean, a liar and a thief is just someone who's selfish. That's what it comes down to, for the most part. There's the rare case of a thief or a liar doing it because it's in the best interest of something larger than themselves, but that's rare. But yeah, I think what it comes down to is that some, not all, some businesses, maybe more than they should, only think about the short-term result and not the large. That's why I'm happy you've had people like Gabe from Valve say like fuck crypto and all this, because they could make money doing it.
People like Sid Meier. You need at this point.
There's such thing as ethical business ethics. Like they know that it's bad long term.
The small, scrappy NFT side is so loud and so vocal that we really do need these. I guess I hate to sound stupid, but the elders to come out and be like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
Like, take a deep breath. This is fucking dumb.
There are businesses that are saying some of this stuff is bullshit. Because they realize we could make money off of this, but long term, how does it affect our customer base? And that's what Gabe said in that interview. He said it's bad. People are being taken advantage of. And there are a lot of, like, we'll say cold and monolithic businesses that don't think about that. But you obviously have to have businesses that say, this is right and this is wrong, and we're part of a larger community. And that's why I'm happy you've seen most of these companies speak out against NFTs. Most of the gaming companies have done that. Like I would be shocked if a company like Nintendo said, "Yeah, we're going to get into NFTs." We'd be shaken to our core if we saw something because it would be totally tantamount to what they represent. All right, a couple more.
Hey, Pat. Hey, what's up? Josh again. So my question is, what is the biggest prize you won at an arcade? Or, Pat, the biggest prize you might have won when you were at the Jersey Boardwalk? I remember when my cousin was little back in the 90s, he won a big TV playing that ring toss game.
Wow.
I had to carry like 20 blocks. It was actually pretty cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with the ring toss game, they're bottles, and you get these usually red rings.
Yep.
That seem to be like non-magnetic to the bottles, because like it was nearly when I say nearly impossible to throw the ring on the bottle top. It must have been like the exact circumference.
It's not the size. It's the material. The
material is bouncy.
It's super hard and it's bouncy and it like
plastic rings. Yeah,
because what you'll see is people who are good at it. You can still nail the ring toss on the bottle and the ring will
Yes.
pop off.
You
got to have a gentle touch with it too.
You have to have a gentle touch, or you get lucky on a ricochet and it bounces around. Like I almost never, when I used to see it, you'd buy like, even in the 80s, late 80s, it was like 20 rings for like $3. Which
might as well just throw all 20 at once.
You might as well just throw your dollars at it, because I almost never saw someone win that. But there'd be like a row, you want to say like it was 20 bottles by 20 or something like that, like a big.
Yeah, it was always a big.
And they used it. Big. I do remember TVs on the Seaside Boardwalk. It was always near Casino Pier. There might have been a couple, but there's always one at Casino Pier. And there was also bicycles. There used to be bicycles hung upside down. And that was the only prize. It was one win choice, because it was shocking when you saw someone win. Like, you'd see someone win that. I'd say if you spent the whole week on the boardwalk going every day, maybe one person a week you'd see, like, you'd be around to see someone win that.
Sure.
And people would go nuts. It was like winning the fucking lottery.
Yeah.
The whole point is I never won that stuff. You know, my parents didn't like spending that money on that stuff. My uncle used to do that. We never usually did the frog bog, which is the goat arcade amusement. Excuse me, a boardwalk amusement. We would do like the somehow legal, but they're not games of chance. Wheels. The arrow went around the wheel. So I never won something that big. I did win the really awful radio controlled car, because it wasn't choice, where you hit the button and it goes backwards to the right or goes forward. I won that. It's like I was made fun of by my cousins for having that, because they had like the actual forward and back and turning. They had I never had a real radio controlled car as a kid, and surprisingly, that has not bit me ever to get into that, because everyone on my block had like the Turbo Frog and Turbo Hopper and the model ones, and I had nothing as a kid. All the older boys had the best shit, and I had nothing. So I didn't. So in terms of what I won that was best, I did win a big Pink Panther stuff thing like that big. That was at my local school fair, though that was not down the shore. Anything you mean? What was the biggest thing you won in arcade?
I never really won anything at those. The biggest thing I ever probably won was one of those plastic samurai swords.
That was a prize?
Yeah.
In an arcade?
Yeah. I want to see. Yeah, that was an arcade prize.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a cheap prize.
Hey, Pat. It's Daryl from Buffalo again.
Hey, Daryl.
This is kind of a statement and a question at the same time. Pat, why the heck aren't you collecting for the Wii U yet? Come on, it's one of the shortest libraries of games. There's only about 168 games. You should really start collecting for it. And secondly, our flea market's dead in 2022. All right, guys, have a good day. Hope to see you soon. Bye.
I love you, Daryl, but are you trying to get me on this to help pump the price of the games you already own? Like, why are you so gung-ho about me collecting for a console I barely played when I had it? I think I played Mario Kart Wii U, sometimes with Ian. We used to have those fun races back at the condo. I used to play that, and God, I remember buying the Smash Brothers and playing it once. And then, God, yeah, I think I owned like 4 or 5 games for the Wii U. That was it. Is that a reason to collect games, Ian? Because the library is small, so you can bang it out?
No, absolutely not.
Speaking of that,
Daryl, I love you, but that is a bad idea. I do not agree with that.
I'm trying to get out of new systems, Daryl. Someone was selling Devil's Third sealed for hundreds of dollars. That's the one that he reprinted, wasn't it? We talked about it in the podcast years back.
Yeah, but I mean, it was probably still printed in small enough amounts that...
Even with the second one, years later? Yeah, I guess so, because it looks like $675, buy it now on it. Because the price did plummet when it came back brand new. I remember that. The price shot under $100 again. So you're saying that it's still like there's enough collectors out there that want to buy it.
I guess.
There's Wii U completionists. I had no idea that was a thing. No idea.
Yeah, weird.
You can't do the Wii easily, but you can do the Wii U. There's only 100. What did he say? 170? What did he say?
178, I think.
That's ridiculous for a Nintendo console.
Yeah, it's nuts.
That. Isn't that insane? God. Okay, we'll do. We'll just check in with someone. Ian?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Hey there, Pat. Tommy here. We gotta stop running into each other like this. Anyway, I couldn't help but overhear on the last podcast how you said I shouldn't even be running a hot dog stand. Well, guess what? I just opened up my own hot dog stand. What do you think about that? Hello, sir. How are you today?
Hey, how you doing? Can I just get a hot dog with ketchup and mustard?
Absolutely. Your order is in.
Okay. Are you gonna make it, or...?
Eventually.
Eventually? I just gave you my money. What do you mean eventually?
Well, there's a chip shortage. You got to be patient, man.
I didn't ask you for chips. I asked you for a hot dog.
I don't think you understand how business works.
I don't understand how business works. No, you don't understand how business works, pal.
Well,
all right, you know what? I want my fucking money back. Give me my money back.
You can formally request a refund at the Intellivision website.
Are you kidding me? Come here. Give me my money.
Whoa, whoa.
Oh, Tommy, you're in trouble there, Tommy.
Careful, Tom.
You can't take the Intellivision business model and apply it somewhere else. It doesn't seem to work really anywhere. It doesn't seem to work.
No.
That was amusing.
That was amusing.